Oh my god. I'm migrating straight to my desk to sit down and start working. Because I don't have 14 hours in my day if I don't get up like right now and start working. I also need a top on.
So yes, I was that Cambridge student who would study for 14 hours a day, and I am not even joking, you guys. I would study for 14 hours in one day, so I thought I would recreate studying for 14 hours just as a little fun experiment. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Definitely a like it if you do, and we'll dive into my day of studying. I set my alarm for 7 AM, but just keeping it very real, I didn't get up until 8 AM.
14 hours, I guess, starts right now.
I mean, the video that I'm using as a reference for this one was my first ever study with me on my channel, and I started work at 8 AM and finished at 10 PM, so 14 hours.
Oh my gosh, today is gonna be a long day, you guys. I just did some planning. Yeah, 14 hours of studying today. Like, that means I'm gonna be working, like my projection is to finish at 10 PM. And you're probably wondering, how am I even studying, Holly? I'm gonna be prepping for tutoring, so in me like being a biology tutor, I definitely do still study and go back to learn stuff, review old content, and then I'm posting more videos on my channel with biology, and so I'm planning those, doing research. So this is my version of studying today. Obviously I won't be like studying as a student. I'm still going to be trying to implement some of the things that I did do. It's a little bit of a dull work. It seems to be like kind of a dull day. The weather isn't that great, but yeah, I'm literally just sat here in my pajamas and this jumper. But yeah, I'm gonna have this running timer throughout most of the day to see like how long I actually study for in total today. So I do have a usual to-do list for today in my bullet journal. I think I will sit here and do half an hour of research, or try and make this up to an hour so we at least get an hour of work done before I go and eat breakfast. 14 hours. This girl was a machine, and I'm still gonna be a machine. Let's start this timer. Let's go.
So the first thing I was doing as part of this study with me video was some research for a video. So I was doing some research into caffeine, specifically how it kind of like affects sleep and the biology behind that. So that was quite interesting. I was just making notes on the Notes app on Apple and just reading the paper alongside.
So I'm downstairs. It's currently that time. I've studied for like an hour. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that hour was very long. I don't know why, that just felt like such a long time. I thought I'd been there for an hour and a half at least. I'm gonna quickly make my breakfast, obviously work when I'm eating, and yeah, because I'm gonna be just staring at screens like all day today, I am going to try and mix it up. I haven't finished the caffeine research. I've been going down a bit of a rabbit hole and finding more papers to read. So, you know, I still have these traits in me. Like, I can't just do something in, you know, half an hour and be done with it. I'll be there for hours researching one thing. But yeah, I'm gonna make my breakfast. I am gonna employ a technique that I used to use. It doesn't involve screens, so I thought it was perfect. And I'm just gonna like basically brain dump everything onto this plain sheet of paper. As you guys know, I was always the plain paper geek. Like, offload everything that I've been researching about caffeine. You know, I don't have to do this. I'm not taking an exam to do with caffeine, but you know, it really helps with actually processing the information you're learning instead of just typing it and not really thinking too much about it. Oh, I need my timer. I'm gonna set the timer. I cannot be studying and not timing this. I can't write with my left hand and I want to eat.
As we've made it quite clear by this point, I would study pretty much throughout the whole day, so that included when I was having my breakfast. I mean, it is quite difficult sometimes to multitask. Like, I was trying to write and eat my food, which, as I said, is quite difficult to do sometimes, but this method is something I honestly swore by and do swear by still. I think it's such a good way to memorize information and process it, as I said.
Going back upstairs, I always prefer working in my room. My desk is just my comfort spot. But yeah, I will then... I have to do some urgent emails, okay? I just can't study this whole day and neglect like all of my work that I have to do, so I just need to do some of those. My camera just died, but basically I stopped the timer. I'm gonna do some emails. That is for Holygemia, by the way, my tutoring business. I may as well plug it. If you guys are studying, a student, and you need a little bit of help, you can find the link to my website and Holygemia down below. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, do the emails, and get back to studying. I'll be going back to just finishing off the research. Why is the hair here? Angela and I recently, Angela is my boyfriend if you didn't know, we were doing like typing tests, like speed typing tests, and I thought I would do one with you guys. My fingers like aren't really flexible, and I also only really use like these fingers or these two fingers. Well, 4 in total. However, I think I type quite quickly. I mean, this is gonna be under pressure if I do this on screen for you guys. But let's see. Let's do a typing speed test. My record so far, my personal best. I'll try and put it on the screen and find it, because right now I don't know where it is. I definitely took a picture of it. But I was very proud. I'm curious, I haven't done this in a while, as I said. So you have 60 seconds, and yeah, I kind of challenge you guys to try this in your own time. I'm overthinking it. Day game, give that common, ran, change size south until leave large wonder, front sleep only, noun just one, oh my gosh. What? I've definitely done so much faster than that. Oh my gosh, I'm actually so disappointed. I'm gonna do one more test. Yeah, I'm just gonna shake out my hands. And obviously, the reason why I'm kind of doing this is because, you know, when you're making notes and you're studying, like, being able to type faster is obviously advantageous. I feel like it's just gonna get worse from this point, because when I try and redo it, it gets worse. My accuracy is awful. Yeah, accuracy was worse, typing speed basically the same. Octopus. I'm frustrated, you guys. Like, I get so frustrated when I don't perform my best. I've always been that way. But yeah, if you wanted to, anyway, improve your typing speed, obviously you can practice, you know. There is also a course on Skillshare by Ali Abdal. He has his triple your typing speed. Why is my computer being so slow? Maybe that's why my typing speed was so bad, because the computer is so slow right now. So it's this course by Ali, so triple your typing speed, the ultimate guide to keyboard mastery.
Typing really fast is one of those skills that can really improve our own productivity and creativity, and it also looks really cool as well. 157 words per minute, there we go.
He types at 157 words a minute. With 97% accuracy. I'm sorry. My mum is calling me, one sec. Hello?
Oh, all right, listen, I'm now going to be on my way home, so I should be home in about 20-25 minutes.
Okay, but yeah, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the platform. It is the largest online learning community. It offers so many courses. You've got courses in productivity, how to like go freelance, build a business, marketing, as well as stuff like music and art, graphic design. They're all on demand, so there's no pressure to learn at any particular pace. You just do it independently, and it's also like a really user-friendly platform. Like, I love that about Skillshare. It's just such a great website to use. But I would definitely recommend trying out Skillshare. I have a link in my description box for you guys, which is actually Skillshare's best offer. You can always learn something new. I don't know, if you've got like a long commute home from work, you could take a Skillshare course, or you could like brush up on certain skills that, I don't know, you have on your CV. But yeah, as I said, the link is in my description box. Basically, the first 500 of you guys to click that link will get 30 days completely free, and then 40% off their annual membership. So yeah, definitely click that link. As I said, the first 500 of you guys will get that offer. But yeah, shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. And I'm so tempted to take another typing test. At the time when I filmed that 14-hour study with me video, I worked out at home downstairs. I went on a walk in the morning as well with Star, who was our first ever dog. Oh my gosh. I worked on that walk. I literally took notes with me. I also didn't work when I was working out, but to try and like, you know, increase my study time in this video, I will probably watch some like educational videos whilst I'm ellipticaling at the gym because I need to watch something anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna be at my desk for a little bit more, or maybe I go down to the gym now. Yeah, I feel like I want to do something different. I was that student that had so much drive and motivation, and also when you have like external deadlines and stuff, like there's no excuse but to get the work done. That was always my mindset. We're gonna push for 1 o'clock to be done with this. Go, 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 Holly, go. I'm not saying I'm not motivated now, but you know, I do everything myself, and sometimes without those external deadlines or exams and stuff like that, you feel a little bit lost, but you've got to structure your day and do as best you can, which is exactly what I'm trying to do today. But right now, yeah, I think I'm gonna go down to the gym.
I'm joined today by 2 of nature's finest to talk about 2 features all about women's health. Heidi, your feature on the menopause. So to start with, this is menopause and the brain. Where did this sort of brainchild and idea come from?
I think it came from Carrie coming to me at some point and saying, hey, we should change
I should have to post
into disarray.
the little package for me. And then there's some other random posts.
Menopause technically is defined as the state that you reach after you've gone for a year with no menstruation, right? But there's this long period before that where hormone levels start to vary in unusual ways. The body is sort of like laying the groundwork, I guess, for menopause, but in a kind of weird and unpredictable ways.
As I said before, I was going to try and mix things up today, so I was just listening to a nature podcast whilst I had some lunch part 1 we could say, because I wanted something before I walked down to the gym and did a workout because I was quite hungry. And as you guys know, we are all about listening to our bodies.
The walk to the gym is like half an hour, so I just did half an hour of listening to a different nature podcast, a second one about Alzheimer's and like combination therapies, looking at targeting like the amyloid plaques that build up and then trigger the tau neurofibrillary tangles, so targeting both of them in combinations in clinical trials. Quite interesting. But yeah, generally Alzheimer's disease, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of. But yeah, I don't normally, well, I always listen to podcasts like a lot of the time. I've never been very good at like learning and memorizing stuff from listening, but I do more of it now, like a lot more of it. Post-uni, podcasts are literally one of my favorite things. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym now anyway, find some educational YouTube videos, and then I'll walk back. It's gonna be like a light-ish workout today because the past couple of days have been quite, well, yesterday in particular. Big cycle, gym session, loads of walking. Had to go and get a parcel, and I ended up in a field going to the toilet for a bush week because there were no toilets and I was desperate. But anyway, I just need to get changed. I didn't get changed at home, which I really should have kind of done. The gym was so busy yesterday, oh my gosh, because I feel like there was some like PT assessments going on. So literally a group of like 20 people in there. At one point I was just being watched on a machine because they wanted to use it after me, and I was just a bit like, okay, this is slightly awkward. But yeah, I'm just gonna get changed into my stuff.
So in the video that I'm referring to, my reference, as I said, I just worked out without studying. I took like 45 minutes to an hour, but when I was in college, so at Cambridge, I used to go to the gym, and when I was really pushed for time and I had so much work to do, I would study when I was in the gym. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Looking back, I probably didn't take enough breaks, but I felt as if I could just keep studying. As I said, I just didn't stop. Anyway, in this video I thought it was kind of unnecessary to actually bring notes to study or learn whilst I was in the gym, so instead, as I said, I watched some educational YouTube videos. I watched about 3 and they definitely kept me entertained whilst I was on the elliptical for an hour, and then I walked back and got on with some more work after I just had lunch part 2.
I'm probably gonna rant to you all. I might word vomit on your screen right now. Let me get out of the darkness. It's very dull. I was like a little sunset walk. There is absolutely no sunset. But yeah, I just had a little bit of a cry. It led me to think that, you know, in the past I did not have these like emotional fluctuations. I hardly ever really cried and like let out my emotions. Like, it was so rare for me to do that, and I was just such a machine, like a productive machine. I just never stopped. I would grind out the work, the studying, the revision, the exam prep, you name it. I just got on with it, and I never had these fluctuations, which currently are probably driven by my hormones. Like, I'm coming up to my period based on my cycle, my body is, you know, in a very healthy state, whereas back then I had amenorrhea. I wasn't in a healthy state physically, even though I functioned and I performed very well, you know, in my exams and my studies, but like I wasn't functioning as a female, and you know, that led me to like never have these breakdowns or these cries for kind of no reason. Like yesterday I was watching a YouTube video and was just crying because I was like, this is so emotional, like in a happy way. Today I'm a bit more like down and a little low, and that's why I thought I would vent to you guys. But you know what I mean, in the past I feel like that is a very big reason as to why I was so like focused and motivated all the time. Like my level of motivation never changed, I never dipped, I never had emotional obstacles to overcome, we could say.
Multiple choice questions are the hardest thing.
But now, you know, that just happens and it's normal and it's okay. Like I want you guys to know that it's okay, and I never experienced that in the past, so I don't think I could relate to like a lot of people who'd be like, I just sometimes don't feel motivated, or like my hormones mean that I'm all over the place today. Do you know what I mean? But that's why I'm currently out on a walk anyway, because I was like, I need some fresh air. I will put the timer back on, so I've just stopped it. I'll put in a podcast. I think I'll listen to a diary of a CEO, like an educational episode. We're currently at 8 hours. Let me just check. It's just paused at 7:58. Nana bomb bag. You can get yours down below. I will leave it linked in the description box. Yo, I was just listening to a podcast, as I said, Diary of a CEO. It was about like stress with a neuroscientist, making some very bold claims that I'd never heard of. Things like stress being contagious. The first thing that was mentioned, I haven't got to that section yet, but in the intro it was like, weightlifters don't lift weights for 2 weeks. They just imagine themselves lifting weights and they build like 13% muscle mass, which is like, wow. But anyway, I just made myself a hot drink. I'm gonna go upstairs, finish the reading, do some brain dumping, and then tutoring prep to finish my day, which has been, it's been a good day, productive, felt like I've absorbed and learnt a lot. We might not make it, it's currently 6:25. If you can see, but yeah, I just got back as it went dark, which is perfect timing.
So because I have been looking at screens for the majority of this day, I decided to go back to doing some brain dumping, and the way I usually do this is I will just write down everything I remember, and then afterwards I will go back, revisit my notes and add to them, so I'm really processing information and learning it at the same time.
Finally finished the research. It's literally taken me all day. I mean, I've done research for like 2 videos, and the amount of biology that will end up in the video is like very small in comparison to the amount of research that I do, but I just like to feel very well informed about a certain topic. But yeah, I am now going to do my tutoring prep. I have a session on Saturday, which is a big one I need to prep for. I just thought I would show you, well, actually, first of all, this is a Nana, it's not waterproof, Rain Mac splash proof jacket. We didn't like make them to sell, we just got it printed because it looks really cool. But in here, yeah, there is a lot of food right now. It's kind of like my food cupboard stash. These on the bottom, however, are all my folders from like uni. There is another row behind this as well because the wardrobe is quite deep. Some schoolwork. I just don't think I can ever part ways with my folders. The one I need, I think is this one. This folder, let me check. Yes, it is this one. I'm basically helping a student who is at Cambridge doing my course in very similar modules, so I just need this folder because I use my notes, like I have so many. Some are typed, some are handwritten. I need the immunological synapse ones. They might actually be on my computer and not written out. Ooh, this looks like the synapse. Ah, there we go. Throwback to the plain paper notes. All of these are actually really neat. My sleep at the moment is just really bad. I haven't slept like a good night's sleep over the past week. I mean, yesterday and the day before were okay, but yeah, recently just awful sleep. That's why I feel like I'm slightly, well, a little bit more tired than I usually would be in the evenings. How do I freaking save attachments? Hello? Okay, last bit of work for the day. How are we doing for time? 10 hours. Pretty good. And it's currently 7:35. In me saying I studied for 14 hours, like there will have been times in that day when I was like in the shower and not studying, or making food and not studying, so it was definitely an overestimate, not an underestimate.
I'm not gonna take anything away from past holiday, you know, I was pretty much working the whole day and that is what I was trying to recreate. I definitely noticed myself slowing down slightly towards the end of this day just because I was getting kind of tired and mentally drained, as I said, but I definitely picked up towards the end. And just for a little bit of fun, if you guys did watch the original 14-hour study with me, then definitely comment down below a studying emoji and we'll see how many of you guys are OGs on my channel.
So this is the grand total of hours spent studying today. I would say it was about 12 hours because like I didn't stop it towards the end and I was in the shower, and I was planning on working whilst eating my dinner, but I actually didn't because I was like, I feel like I need to just like mentally deload, you know, and they kind of like tell you to switch off. That is what I was trying to do. But yeah, I have had my food and I'd say it's 12 hours. I guess we should say this was part of my Holy Tries series, Holy Tries, even though I know I can, you know, study. But I am so excited to go to bed. Like very mentally exhausted today. I've been revisiting stuff, learning new stuff, and yeah, brain is very, very full. A little bit of a low point today, but we have pushed through. If you are new around here and you haven't subscribed, you can do that. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so you know when I upload. And yeah, I will leave you with the bloopers as always and speak to you very soon in another video. Bye guys. Ooh, T-cell signaling. Little walk across the field. I need a speed typing test. Okay, this table is like wrinkly. It's kind of annoying. Ow, my butt cheeks. Part 2, immunology, lymphocytes. Oh wait, literally, why does biology do this to me? Why do you create so many weird words?